All right, so we have a tomahawk cowboy steak, boneless ribeye pork chops. This is 8614. I'm gonna do a meatloaf with that. We got some chicken wings, smoked sausage, and St. Louis style ribs, and some Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookies. So I'm gonna brine the chicken wings, then I'm gonna do a Spanish dry rub for the pork chops, and put all these on the grill. I'm sure I have some more stuff that I'm gonna put on the grill. I just haven't decided on what. So the brine is boiling right now. It's simmering, and then when that cools off, I'll go ahead and pour the brine over the chicken wings and let that soak overnight. So for these St. Louis style spare ribs, I'm not going to use my own rub. I haven't made some in a while. I've been kind of experimenting with store-bought barbecue rubs. So I'm going to use this Rufus Teague Fixed Up This Rub meat rub. I wasn't a big fan of it. Some other people were. So I'm going to try it again. Or I may just go ahead and make my own rub in the morning. We'll see. So I'm going to put this on when I'm ready to put it on, and then throw it on the smoker. And then I'll show you guys the end result and what's going on in between the end result. Alright, this is the brine that I'm going to use for the chicken. It's 2 quarts of water, kosher salt, brown sugar, thyme, garlic, onion, paprika, red pepper, and I know there's something else. So anyway, when this cools off, I'm going to pour it into these bags here, the chicken wing bags, and I'm going to let those soak overnight. Good morning, everyone. It is 7:03 a.m. Let's see what this chicken is looking like in the brine. Oh, snap. Alright. So I'm going to leave this in here till I get back. I got to go out and take care of a few things. This refrigerator door would stay open. And take care of a few things and then come back and get the barbecue going. It's going to be a perfect day for smoking a lot of food. A few clouds, nothing threatening. I don't see any rain coming anytime soon. On this smoke today, I'm going to use a few pieces of this maple wood I have here. It's been about 6 months that it's been drying now, and I think it's going to be good enough to get some smoke and a decent burn in the smoker. It is time to get the smoker going. This is what I use to get my chimney starter lit. I put it on my propane burner and I just light it up. Gets it started really quick. I don't have to use paper because I don't have any newspaper or anything like that to use, so I just do it this way. Works pretty good. And then we're gonna throw some wood on there and some other stuff and get this smoker going. This lump charcoal is ready. See, it's got a good ash over most of it. It's a good flame going. So I'm gonna take this and pour it inside of here onto this rack, and then put some log pieces on top of that, and then wait for that to settle down. So right now I'm starting off with one piece of log, one stick. I'm gonna let that get started. Let it burn down some. Get some coals in there, and then I will add another stick from this pile, not those two small pieces. And probably come over here and grab a few from over here. I got some hickory over here, and then I'll go up back and get a piece of maple wood and throw that on there when I put the chicken ribs and all the other meat that's going on here. Stay tuned. So here's the chicken that I had brining overnight. Drained it out, rinsed it off. I grabbed the lobster tail, and I'm not going to do the cowboy tomahawk steak. I'm going to do these chuck eye steaks. It's a poor man ribeye. So if you're in a grocery store and you see something called chuck eye, it's almost the same as a ribeye. It's cut from the same chunk of meat, but this is the end piece, and it's a lot cheaper. And then I'm not going to make my own rub right now. It's kind of late in the morning. It's already 10:20. So I'm just going to use this Rufus Teague here and do something with the pork chops. I don't know. It's not about what I'm cooking and how I'm cooking it. It's about the smoker, because there aren't many videos out there on the smoker that I have, the old country smokehouse vertical smoker. So it's not about the cook, no recipes or anything like that. I don't have a tripod anyway to hold this camera phone while I do the recipes. So it's all about the smoker right now, maybe later. All right, a lot of smoke going on. That's normal. Waiting for the wood to fully heat up from the fire. So you're gonna get a lot of gray smoke, which is what you don't want to start cooking with. Otherwise your food is gonna just taste awful. You want to wait till it dies down and it's a very clear, thin blue smoke coming out of your chimney stacks. I want to mention that someone commented or asked me about the different size of the outside stacks and the holes on the inside. So the holes on the inside are smaller in diameter than the stacks on the outside. I don't see that as a problem because it's not really a choke point, because it's going from a smaller hole on the inside to the larger hole of the smokestacks on the outside. I just think it's the way they designed it. It probably was easier to weld, is what I replied back, but it works fine. All right, I filled up the water pan. Put the trays, the racks back in. As you can see, it is, I just closed the door not too long ago, so it's starting to rise in the temperature. We're going to disregard this one. It's just still not working. It's getting a little hotter on the bottom, which is normal. You can see it creeping up there. I did put another stick on there. I grabbed a hickory out the garage and put it on there. I want to get this a little higher in the temperature range, so when I do put the food on there, it's going to drop it down some, and then everything will just even out. And then with the water pan, I just fill that up. You know, it's got to work to bring that water pan up to temperature. So I have the ribs already seasoned with the dry rub, front and back. I took off the membrane that's on the back of the ribs. You know, it's that tough, chewy piece that some places don't take off, or some people don't take off. I had some extra fat pieces. That's not fat, but you know, it's not something you want to leave on there. Some people do. I prefer not to. I like a nice, clean looking slab of ribs. And this is the back membrane off the back part of, not the membrane, but it's like part of a flap on the back of the ribs. I took that off also. Now here's the chicken. I seasoned it lightly because it was in a salt brine. So I just lightly coated it with this stuff, which is actually pretty good. I got it from the Pepper Palace in the mall out here. So I got that done. Next I'm going to hit the pork chops and get the meatloaf going. Yeah. So let's see where we are. Alright, we got 250 at the top and we got 300 at the bottom. So it's still not quite ready yet. I still got some thick white smoke coming out. So we're gonna wait a little bit more. Let's see what it's looking like inside the firebox. Alright, so it's still not there yet. I'll come back maybe about 20 minutes, see where it's at. Okay, so I got everything prepped and ready to go with the exception of the meatloaf. I just made this meatloaf. You can make your meatloaf any way you want. I'm going to throw that on the smoker after it sets in a refrigerator for a little bit. Steak, I'm going to leave it simple. Salt, pepper, maybe some garlic, butter. You got the smoked sausage. Here's the pork chops. I call them Hispanic pork chops. Not necessarily Mexican, but Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Dominican. Chicken wings, lobster tail, and the St. Louis cut ribs. I think that is all that will be going on the smoker. Let's go outside and take a look and see where the smoke is sitting at right now. All right. So that's a little under 225 on that one and right at 225 on the bottom. So I think we are ready to load it up. I'll be right back, guys. Everything is on the smoker with the exception of the lobster tail. That doesn't take long to cook, so we got, let me pull it out for you. We got the Hillshire Farms sausage, steak, meatloaf. And that meatloaf is going to get plenty of smoke even though it's covered in foil. We got the ribs, pork chops, and the chicken wings. Alright, so it's been an hour. I flipped the chicken wings over, flipped over the pork chops, and I flipped over the steak. The ribs are still doing okay. Sausage, probably flip that over too. I'm gonna go ahead and fire up the charcoal grill so I can put the steaks on there. Meatloaf is doing its thing. Alright, so everything's done. Just waiting on the ribs and the meatloaf. Started at 12, took everything off at around 2. Ribs probably got another hour to go before I take them off and wrap them. And then we'll finish everything up. We'll go ahead and wrap up this smoker cook with what I'm about to feast on, minus the ribs and the meatloaf. So we got the boiled broccoli. I like mine boiled. Chicken wings, sausage, pork chops, steak, and the lobster tail for me. And I just boiled some potatoes with butter and garlic, salt and pepper. And I'll wash it down with an ice cold glass of milk. That concludes today's smoke. Stay tuned for the next one.